All right, welcome back to the Vertz podcast. This week we got Adam, we got another pinch hitter, and Alex stepping in, Dalton, and myself, Logan. What's up, guys? How we doing?
Good, man.
Awesome.
Doing great.
Ready to go.
Yep, good deal. This week we're going to be talking fantasy football, some preseason action, some college football. It's that time of the year. I've got the itch. I literally, this seems like the longest month of the year for me every single year, just waiting for football to be here. 2 weeks till college football, 3 weeks till the NFL, but it feels like it's going to be 6 months. So let's just do what we keep doing and talk about it till we get it. So fantasy football this year, what are you guys thinking?
I'm thinking I'm probably going to win our fantasy football league.
Ooh.
I'm thinking already. Just looking about who's in our group.
Just checking people out already.
Yeah, just I just think it's already over. I mean, if you guys just want to pay me now,
That's just a lot. That's just a lot of confidence coming in.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We got to be careful what we share on this. I'm sure some of our competitors may be listening to this for little insight.
Well, I think some of our competitors need to be listening in for some insight because there's a few people in the Moss marketing group walls that I'm concerned that they're gonna completely lose interest after 3 weeks.
Oh, that for sure will
That
happen.
happens every year.
My concern is with doing the live draft and having the stickers and the board.
Yeah.
That we're going to get to like the third round, and after certain individual has taken Patrick Mahomes, Isaiah Pacheco,
Yes.
Travis Kelce,
Travis
they
Kelce
won't
first
know
round.
any other players to draft.
Right.
So it'll be just pick it off of the sticker sheet.
100%.
Well, Alex told me I can't draft any Browns players because he wants all the Browns players.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a full starting Browns lineup.
Here, bud.
Yeah.
I got this for you too, by the way.
Oh,
Which
nice.
we
That's-
gotta appreciate
That's
that.
nice. That's nice.
As
of
long
him.
as he stays with the Browns for the time being.
Go ahead and put this.
You know what? I would love to actually.
Yeah.
Looking at your number one wide receiver finisher in the 2024-2025 season right here. So
I'm kind of upset that you didn't wear the Jim Brown jersey.
Dude, I'm wearing it tomorrow. I forgot.
Well, you could have worn it both days.
I know.
Fuck it.
bring in your Lou Gehrig jersey.
Isaac doesn't.
Oh yeah, see,
That looks good on you.
it's just such a
Yeah.
big jersey because they're big shoes to fill too. You know, being a Super Bowl MVP contender. when he gets there, I'll be wearing this.
All right, first round. Go ahead and mark Alex down for Amari Cooper. First round in fantasy.
Love it.
You don't even have to worry about where you're drafting.
Unless Dre picks before me, in which case he'll take him.
We'll see about that. We do need to determine how we're gonna determine our draft order. What are your guys' favorite? What's the best draft order determined?
I'm not gonna lie. My other leagues have been doing like cameos, and they've been pretty funny. Like,
So having like cameo,
Just-
meaning having a celebrity like randomly
Yeah.
read the names off. And
yeah. Well, they like randomize it, and then they read it out to us. It's usually like a 5-minute video. It's kind of funny most of the time. So
that would be
this
cool.
year it was
Yeah.
the fake Andy Reid guy.
He's a good one.
Yeah.
Local
I think we can do
KC.
better.
What,
We can do
what's-
better.
What was
For
like
sure.
the,
What'd that
the-
cost? Like $5?
I don't know. I think it was like 14 maybe. So, big time. What was the guy kind of like the tweaker looking dude from
The hatchet
Arrowhead?
wielding hitchhiker?
No. No. He's from Arrow. He's like a super Chiefs fan.
Oh,
but he's
the-
kinda-
Yeah, the guy who had like the arrowhead on his hat, the little hat one.
No, the guy that wears a wolf mask and got arrested for robbing banks.
no.
Not
Well,
Yeah, I
I
think he's
don't
in
think
jail.
he can do cameos at
I
the
think he's in
moment.
jail. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to pull him up and we'll clip a picture in of him. I don't remember his name. He was pretty funny though.
Hey,
last year.
we can get Leo Chanel for $60, guys.
Eh.
Yeah,
we can
Mitchell
do better.
Schwartz for $100.
Should we get AB to do it?
Mitchell Schwartz.
Antonio Brown would
Yeah.
be hilarious.
Yeah.
We can get Tyreek Hill to do it for $1,000, but I think I'd want him to talk about something completely different. I'll leave it at that.
His children.
That's why I said I'll leave
Yeah.
it at that.
Tyreek, do you know how many children you have?
Do
And
you
of the
know
one-
how this works? Do you know how how this happens?
Yeah.
Because it seems like you don't. So, I mean, props to his wife, I guess, for sticking with him. You know, I guess it helps when you got a little money.
A little change.
Yeah.
A little change in the pocket.
It doesn't hurt.
No, I don't know. However we want to do it though.
I like the
Cameo is just an idea.
I
That's
like
a good one.
Cameo.
I like the cameo. Let's figure out who would be the best person in your mind if you got a cameo as like a gift or just a surprise. Who would be your cameo person that you'd want to hear from?
From anyone?
Yeah.
Well, my number one option, has his jersey hanging up here, but we're not getting any cameos from him.
I don't think so.
Oh man, I gotta think on that for a second.
That's a tough one.
I already know.
Because who is it?
Tom Brady.
Of course, Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. That's fair.
I feel like he
I
might be a
wouldn't mind
little
getting one from
stiff
him.
though. I feel like I want someone who's gonna have some fun with
Did you
it.
see him on the roast or whatever that was?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Brady's pretty funny in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, like he's got the like I don't want to say dry sense of humor, but just like you don't expect it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, we could get Pat Mahomes Sr. for $85. That would actually
God.
be fucking hilarious.
Oh God. Okay, actually, I know who I would pick because I think he would be hilarious. Ryan Reynolds. I think Ryan Reynolds doing a read off like that.
Okay.
That would be a good one in
That'd
the
be good.
Deadpool voice.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, that would.
There you
be
go.
legit.
You get Shooter McGavin.
That'd be
That's
awesome.
that'd be
He
solid.
does
That'd be-
cameos too.
I know.
I mean, I would definitely.
He's on here.
Adam Sandler would be cool too.
Yeah.
But also,
Adam Sandler.
in the comments here, we're going to need a suggestion. So, any suggestions on A, who we should get for a cameo, or B, if you have a better idea on how we could do a selection for our draft order for fantasy football, drop them in there. We're looking for ideas.
Good call.
Yeah.
Tom Brady, if you're listening and you want to volunteer, we're 100% open to that.
I would be open to that as.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I would consider it. I'm still
Why don't we
butthurt
just
about
How
Yeah.
that.
much is too much to spend on a cameo? Like, when does it become weird to pay like someone else to hear their voice?
Truthfully, I think like more than $15 is probably
15.
$15.
I think it depends on the occasion, though.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
what
like
are you
us.
using it for?
How much was it to get? Who did your fantasy football league do?
The fake Andy Reid guy.
Oh yeah. How much?
But
was
the
that one?
other guy was probably dirt cheap. I mean, I don't think it was that much. I'll look into it. I'll ask Eddie.
We could get Kevin from The Office. How much do you think Kevin from The Office cost?
200.
$195.
Whoo!
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. You need to let us know in the comments below who you would get as a cameo and who we should get for our fantasy football league draft party. All right. So everybody taking Christian McCaffrey first overall, even with the calf injury, the Madden cover curse, the San Francisco 49ers having 100 weapons on their offense.
I think you have to, don't
think
you?
you don't have a
Still think
choice.
I would.
Yeah, and even if you're talking about like, hey, I'm in a PPR league versus a standard league, it's like, well, he's using the offense in both ways anyway, so it's not like that's going to really deter you from wanting to take a running back in that spot because he is used so much as a receiving option as well. So
It's essentially like you're getting a running back and a receiver that you can start in one spot.
yeah,
So, who would you take if you didn't take him? Would you go, I don't trust running backs in fantasy football. Actually, that's my least favorite part about fantasy football is running backs, just because I feel like they're so hard to know who's going to be good at the beginning of the year.
It is, but they're a dime a dozen though.
Yeah.
You need them.
Yeah.
Need two of them.
I'm very consistently on the other side of that fence. I'm very much like invest in running backs early.
That's what I do early in the draft.
Yeah, because there's only so many potential suitors for being a RB1 that can take you to a championship. So it's like you got to get them early, and yes, they're the most likely to get hurt, so you want to stockpile on them. But
Yep.
I mean, once you get out of that first top two tiers, all of a sudden it looks like a bunch of miscellaneous
Yeah,
toys
slim pickings.
in the drawer.
But that's where you can find those diamonds in the rough. I mean, we were talking about it last week on the podcast that, like, of the 12 1,000-yard rushers last year, like, we wouldn't have thought 6 to 7 of them would have rushed for 1,000 yards.
Right.
So, you've got guys like the Rams guy last year. Can't remember his name right now.
Kyron Williams.
Kyron Williams. Buffalo's running back, Rashad White. Like, they all had good seasons and didn't go high average draft position last year.
Yeah.
So is that everybody running back in the first round, that person then?
Well, I think it depends where you're at. Like, if you're not going to get one of the top 4 guys,
Yeah.
and especially if you're in a PPR league, you've got to look at CeeDee Lamb. You've got to look at Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill. I mean, because those guys they're gonna get you just as many points, if not more, especially if you're in a PPR league.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got Amon-Ra St. Brown in the 3rd round last year.
That's
One
pretty
of the best
solid.
picks I made. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, I was gonna say don't hold your breath for this year, but
Who are we going to use for our draft? For our league? Yahoo, ESPN.
That's also up for discussion. I would say ESPN.
Yeah.
I would say ESPN or NFL Network. NFL Networks isn't bad. I like their app.
I've never used them.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I can show you guys the app after if you want to see it.
I think Sleeper is also a good option. I've seen a lot of good things at Sleeper.
Really?
Yeah.
My Dynasty League, it's in Sleeper. It's kind of weird, just because I'm not used to it, but it's cool.
It is.
It's a cool app.
I've seen it.
I've always used Yahoo, or that's my keeper league is in Yahoo.
Yep.
And ESPN for my other leagues.
I feel like ESPN, especially because we have people in our draft that are not like diehard fantasy football players. ESPN is probably just like the easiest, most like user-friendly interface for people to use.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
It's the most user friendly for people who don't know football. There's an article like you click on.
I would say, yeah, I'd agree with that.
How many leagues is too many though right now? Because I just keep hearing about I'm in this league, I'm in that league, I'm in this
I think
league.
that's
I
a
talked to
conversation
buddy
that's
about
happened
that.
every year, and that's
Yeah.
a good like. How many is too many?
Yeah. I mean, I turned Logan down last year. I think 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
For 2 is usually all I like to be in.
I agree with that. I think that 2 good leagues where people take it seriously is the most I ever do until this year. We're doing the MMG League, and I couldn't walk around the office all
Right,
year
yeah,
long
yeah.
and not have people
Well,
not be in the conversation.
This is the first year too that it's like we can actually field like a whole squad.
Yeah, in
like,
the office. I tried to
I
start
think-
an MMG league 2 years ago at the start of the season, and I didn't get anybody from the office that wanted to do it, so I just did it with my friends. So I still have that league. This will be my 4th league, including
And you have a keeper league?
including a keeper league that we do individual defensive players. We start 16 players each week and roster 30.
You got Sunday ticket?
I inherited, obviously, someone. It's been a league for 20 years. I inherited someone's team, so they weren't doing well with it. They'd gone 0-14. I went 0-14 the first year.
Oh my goodness.
4-10 last year. I'm in the 3rd year of my rebuilding phase, and I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just inherited a team, dynasty team, and it's not good. Team is not good. They're like, well, at least you don't have to pay for the first year. I said, okay, but I'm stuck with, all these terrible players. Because the guy would just send away players hoping he's going to get better draft picks. But it's one thing to get draft picks, but if you're not picking the right guy, especially rookies coming in.
Yeah. I mean, rarely in those situations when someone inherits a team in a different league, if you just won the championship, you're not letting someone else inherit your team. It's usually the guy who's very out of tune, who won one game for the last 3 years in a row, and he's like, why am I even in this league?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine was from a girl, and no offense to girls playing fantasy football. We have a couple in our league, so that'll be fun. But, in this case, she didn't even keep up with. I don't even think she had drafted her team the previous year, so it just kind of like the league auto-drafted for her. I was in the same situation. I had pretty much nobody, and I kind of acquired a few people. I pretty much sold the whole farm the next year in the draft, and we'll see how it goes.
So I'm pretty ignorant to keeper leagues. What happens if someone retires that's on your team?
Yeah, you
You
drop
just
them.
drop them.
Done.
And
So we keep. You have to drop 8 in mine. So we roster 30 players. You have to drop at least 8 at the start of the season. So everybody's at least drafting the first 8 rounds. You can trade. So like I was able to trade with some contenders, like older people who I didn't want on my team. I was able to trade. Like I traded Aaron Rodgers to a guy who was in contention last year, and then he got injured first. So it was a good trade.
yeah.
But I traded a first-round draft pick for that, but I still had to give the guy one of my draft picks too, so that kind of sucked.
Well, I'm excited. This would be Moss Marketing is my 6th league.
Oh boy.
6.
Yeah, not including my Survivor deal that we do. Yeah. Yeah,
That's a lot.
I'm a nerd. But, you just join leagues and, they just keep going. And you don't want to be the guy that leaves,
Right.
right?
No.
That's the position I'm in, like with my other league that I started in place of the MMG league when I couldn't. That's an 8-man league, and it's like some buddies from college, some buddies from high school, just general friends. And I was looking at it today, and I was like, man, I really don't want to do this one again, but I'd also, if this is like one of those guys only leagues and they're looking forward to it, I don't want to be the dickhead commissioner that just says, hey, I'm not doing this league this year.
Yeah.
So,
My buddy Reyes still gets shit to this day for dropping out of our college league, like all the time.
yeah,
So
it's a good reason to get shit.
yeah, it is.
Fair enough.
Because he said he was in too many, so he dropped us. So
you're
Kinda
the
bit-
last.
Ouch.
You were the
yeah,
last
we're
off.
a little
Ouch.
bitter there. We were a little bitter.
Are you guys the commissioner in any of your leagues?
I just handed off being the commissioner of one of them.
Yeah, no. I can't handle that kind of responsibility.
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot more pressure.
I
than
mean,
you
they're
think.
they're
Yeah.
fucking battering rams in my leagues. I mean, people are just bitching at them all the time.
Really?
So,
Oh, mine's the opposite. I'm like, if you don't like it, like bring it up next year before the draft.
Yeah.
But it's what's set is set. So
You have
Well-
to set the rules and go over everything beforehand. Even when you do that, something's still going to come up.
yeah, they're gonna bitch all the time. So, especially my fantasy from college. They're assholes.
the more you talk about this league, the more I'm
Yeah.
sitting here being
Hey,
like,
it's-
are you okay?
It's super competitive though. It's
I can actually
a fun
understand
league.
why your buddy dropped out.
Right.
Well, yeah. I mean, like they almost kicked one dude out because he hasn't been to the draft in 2 years. So
That's a good reason to be kicked out. That's a
Yeah.
very valid question. We were talking about this too. Like, do you kick someone out if they like? How many times does someone have to not set their lineup for you to kick them out?
I mean, I think
it's
an
week,
accident
it's
could
week
be
11 and they're 2-10 or 2-8,
Yeah.
and they don't set their lineup the rest of the year. I think that's cause for being kicked out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. I mean, you're not doing anything you're supposed to be doing to be in the league. So at that
Right.
point, it's no fun having you there. You clearly don't care to be in the league.
I mean, yeah,
Right.
they actually could beat somebody that's in contention and just giving someone an easy win.
Exactly.
So it's
Yeah.
Yeah. They might as well rename their team bye week.
Yeah.
All right, I got another question for you guys. How early is too early to draft a quarterback, and who is the first quarterback you're taking in fantasy this year?
I think it depends on again who you're getting. I know you homers are going to take Mahomes in the first round. One of you guys?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely am, Dre. I definitely
I
am.
would bet you a paycheck that Dane or Dre takes Patrick Mahomes in the first round, without a question.
Okay, when's
clip this when
Kelsey
they do.
taken? Two.
First round.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think Mahomes and Kelsey will go first round. The funniest thing would be if Dane and Dre have the 10th and 11th pick, and we all just take Chiefs just to fuck with them.
As long as you don't touch my Browns players, then we'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Don't you worry,
Yeah,
buddy.
I'm not concerned.
No, you'll be just fine.
So who are you taking first off the board? You have your pick of quarterback. What round, and who are you taking?
Well, I mean, I think Mahomes is up there, but I mean, if you look at fantasy points, your hero, Logan, Josh Allen. 392 points last year on fantasy on ESPN, #1 quarterback.
Yeah.
But I'm still not taking him probably until third round. Is what I'm looking for.
Late third round.
Yep. And if you're not getting one of the top 4 or 5 guys, you're going to get a lot more value waiting, until round, 8,
Yeah.
9.
That's the model I subscribe
Yep.
to. There is waiting
Yep.
until 8 or 9, and I'll get one of those later guys where they're not going to be tier 1, but you can still find somebody in that group that's
Yep.
going to be competitive with the tier 1,
Yep.
right? And you take those first 7 rounds, and you're stocking up on quarterback, receiver, and getting your tight end.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically speaking, even in 12-man leagues, there's 12 solid fantasy quarterbacks.
Yep.
Yep.
That
Yep.
you would be okay with starting. Like Jared Goff is quarterback 20 on this list that I'm looking at.
Yeah.
That's honestly, in my opinion, ridiculous for him to be 20th. But
I mean, I think someone can still have a great team just playing QBs off the waiver. Really.
yeah,
I mean,
completely agree. Playing matchups in fantasy football is one of the best things that you can do.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 7th on this list is Joe Burrow. So you're telling me I'd wait till
With an average draft position of what? I mean, probably 6th, 7th round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud in the 5th round.
Yeah, and
Just
you
before
got the
him.
dual threat at that point if you're going after a guy like him.
Now, if it's super flex, that's a completely different animal where you can play 2 quarterbacks. I'm not
Yep.
in any leagues like that. I hear guys that are talk about it, and it sounds super interesting.
I've got one.
Yeah.
Yeah, my sleeper league. I've got you have to start 2 quarterbacks, so it's important to get somebody solid at least.
That's what I was
Yeah.
going to ask. Like, how do
in
you
the first
draft
round.
differently there when you're in one of those
Well,
leagues?
it's because it was a keeper. You keep your entire team. Like
Oh,
it's
okay,
not
yeah.
like so you can make trades and you can draft rookie quarterbacks coming in. But I mean, I inherited Jordan Love and Tua, so I mean, not the ideal, but I mean, two solid guys.
Could be worse.
Yeah, it could be worse. Could be worse.
Two in my keeper league.
Yeah, but it's weird. This is my first year using the dual quarterback deal, but they just get you so many points. I mean, the opportunity for them to get big points for your league, it's just so valuable.
That's the hardest thing I have with drafting a quarterback in the 3rd or 4th round is taking running back, quarterback, and then thinking that I'm going to get a solid receiver 1 option in the 4th or 5th round. That's
Probably not gonna happen.
That's a tough pill to swallow because then you're looking at guys like Amari Cooper. No offense.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see.
What's Amari Cooper's average draft position right now?
That's a good question.
Let's see if I can find him way down on this list.
Oh, a couple scrolls down.
Oh. Well,
Yeah,
just
that's why it's called
on
a sleeper.
just for receivers, he's number 24. He's ranked 24.
That's a lot higher than I thought he would have been.
Actually, yeah.
That's not overall, just receivers.
no, 60. What is he in the 60s?
Overall,
I think so.
I don't know what list you're looking at, but he's not 24 on mine.
Is he on the list? Here he is.
We got the kit and
30.
he
On
was
mine,
going to have a
it's
sticker
receiver,
in there.
Yeah.
receiver 31.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
82 for average draft position.
Sounds like a steal to me.
Yep.
Where's
There you go.
Where's Darby's boy at?
Devontae?
Where's Devontae?
I drafted Devontae last year, and the previous year he did me really good. I drafted him again last year in one of my main leagues, and he just fucking let me down. Receiver 10, average in the 2nd round, late 2nd round.
Who's throwing the ball to Devontae Adams this year?
Good question.
Yeah, I don't think they've even figured it out,
Yeah,
right?
say, we should ask them.
I think you got to look at if you're drafting a receiver, especially if you're going to go with a high pick, like who's their quarterback? Like who's throwing the ball to him? I mean, Justin Jefferson right now, his average draft position is 7.7, right? So 1st round. But it's going to be what, Sam Darnold
The whole year.
throwing the ball?
Yeah.
Well, then it depends too, like how deep down that rabbit hole do you want to go? Because you could also take a peek at, what does that defense look like, right? Because Patrick Mahomes didn't need to really go off last year in order for them to win games because we had such a great defense. You could also turn that on its head and say, hey, like, Miami, they're already got a lot of guys on that offense there, but they're probably not going to have a great defense this year. Their defense is probably going to go downhill. So with that in mind, do you then prioritize getting a guy like Tua because you know that he's going to have to be throwing the ball to be a contender in games, or he's trying to play catch up all the time?
I don't know.
It's like Pat Mahomes in his 5,000-yard season is because we were playing games like the one with the Rams,
Yep.
where they're putting up 50 points and losing.
Dude, that was
Yeah.
the best football game I've ever watched.
It's a good one.
I think, I don't know what it would have to be to take that away. I mean, the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl is obviously special, but just from a fan of football aspect, I still remember where I was. Like, that is one of the games.
I do
it's
too,
just,
actually.
That was an amazing football game.
I wasn't there, but my one of my jerseys was. I had a friend who went to that game. He took a jersey of mine, and I was just like, damn, dude, I should have went.
I think I fell asleep.
What? No, you didn't.
Yeah, you were probably worried about if Brady was going to leave you or stay with you, or
I was.
yeah,
Yeah. It kept me up nights.
I'm sure it did.
It did.
I mean, it would do the same if Patrick Mahomes was in that situation.
Yeah, could you imagine?
I hope I never have to.
I don't want to.
He'll retire here. He'll retire here.
5 years?
5 more years? No.
5 more
Yeah.
Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Once he passes the GOAT, you think he'll be like, all right, now I'm done?
How's he
I
going to
would.
pass himself?
When is he going to be the GOAT? I think if he gets to 7, he might. Yeah, we can probably get there, but I don't know. I'm just going through again back to this list. I mean, you look at a rookie, Malik Neighbors, right? Still ranked ahead of your boy Amari Cooper,
And he's had injuries too.
right? And you got Danny Dimes throwing the ball to him.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Drew Lock didn't look very good in the first preseason game. I will say
Right.
that.
So again, how are you drafting knowing that the quarterback who's throwing them the ball is going to be throwing, ducks? Brandon Ayuk.
Danny Dimes a lot of money though. He should be good, right?
That's how that works.
Well,
yeah.
He should.
Yeah.
He should. That doesn't mean he's going to be. Brandon Ayuk, Who's throwing him the ball?
Where's he going to be?
Roger Goodell
It's a
right now.
mystery.
Right. Brock Purdy, Russell Wilson, Justin Fields. But you're gonna spend a higher draft pick, third, fourth round pick on a guy like that based on the potential. But who's throwing him the ball?
It's brutal. I think that's one of the worst things, like, for that can kill your season is like the quarterback of your receiver or running back or something major like that getting injured early on.
Yep.
It's just killer. I remember one year, the year that Andrew Luck retired, we had our draft, and then like the next day, the guy drafted Andrew Luck
I don't
fairly
want to
early.
hear it, bud. I drafted him like 30 minutes before he retired.
Did you?
Yeah, I had a
Yes.
league do the same thing. Yeah.
I literally did. We were drafting in like an apartment complex, like in their common area, and there was a TV on ESPN, and we like got done, we were drinking, eating, and it's like a headline on ESPN: Andrew Luck retires. I'm like, are you fucking? Yes, that happened.
That's a bad beat.
Wow.
Yeah,
Bad beat, indeed.
Yep. I'm assuming you didn't win that league.
I actually think I took second in that league
Well, there you
Wow.
go.
that year. Yeah,
The bounce back.
Who did you end up getting for quarterback? Couldn't tell
I
you.
don't remember. I might be able to go
What
back.
are you guys
and look.
feeling for sleepers this year? Any hot takes on the sleeper train?
Yeah, and you're gonna be surprised. But I got Ramondre Stevenson on the Patriots. This is a sleeper.
Andre.
What's the thought?
What's the value there?
Well, he averages over 4 yards a carry. He's not going to be injured this year, hopefully. If you look at Alex Van Pelt, his offensive schemes are very, very much run heavy, based on what he's done before. And so, instead of having Bill O'Brien and a defensive coordinator, Matt Patricia, calling the plays, you've got a true offensive coordinator, and I think he's got the opportunity to have a big year. And with the quarterback situation in New England, they're going to be running the ball, and Alex Van Pelt likes to run the ball. So I think there's a chance that he could break 1,000 yards.
Okay.
I'm marking it.
Okay. Running back 18 on this list I've got. Ahead of DeAndre Swift, James Conner, Aaron Jones, Zamir White. I don't know if I would call, I don't know if he's a true sleeper in my mind, but I think I kind of agree with you that he could have a lot better year than people think. And he's one of those guys that I feel like would be like coming sneakily at the end of the year, and you're like, yeah, this guy was a solid guy for me. He had 10 to 15 points every week.
Yep.
He rushed for 1,000 yards. Patriots weren't good, but he was a decent fantasy player.
I think he's going to give you a third or fourth round value. And right now, what are they? 6th, 7th, 8th round?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. I think James Conner could be another one of those. I mean, he rushed for 1,000 yards last year. I feel like he could easily do it again if Kyler Murray's back there too. Marvin Harrison Jr. takes a little bit of the stacking the box factor out of Arizona. I think that he's going right there around where Ramondre Stevenson is. So,
Yep.
How about DeAndre Swift in Chicago? He was on. I had him in the Eagles last year, and he was hot or cold. He had a lot of good games and then a lot of bad games. I feel like it could be a lot of the same.
I think it's going to come down to that play calling out of Philadelphia as well. I mean, when you think about the Eagles coming out of that offense, just you never know what you were going to get. There was really no consistency in game planning there. It felt like got the tag just hanging out here, hot off the shelves.
Perfect.
You know.
Well, we just left it on in case you want to return it.
Yeah.
Okay. No, it's
Get you a
because we had to
whopping
fight to get that
$20.
thing out of there. Didn't have the time to take the tag off. Everyone was just in a frenzy trying to get theirs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
you
in
had to
it was
fight.
in a bin.
Yeah, in a Chinese sweatshop. You really had to fight. Obviously not going to draft him, but especially, did you guys watch the Broncos preseason game on Sunday?
I did not.
No.
Bo Nix looked a little bit too good for what he should have, in my opinion. And it's only 1 week. I'm interested to see what he does this weekend. But Bo Nix looked as calm as I've seen a rookie quarterback look in the pocket. Granted, it's preseason, 1 week. He dropped back maybe 20 sometimes. But I had the thought that he could be the real deal in Denver watching that game.
Wow.
They need somebody.
I mean,
They need
someone's
hope.
got to do it.
They need hope. I don't know what's going on here, so I'm looking up your guy, Bo Nix, right? Number 24. You know he's right ahead, just ahead on this ESPN list?
Derek Carr,
No.
Drake May.
Live draft trends. Tom Brady.
Oh,
Tom Brady, who is retired.
You never know with him, though.
yeah, he did just drop a post about potentially coming out of retirement. So
Tom Brady
Yeah.
is being drafted ahead of Bryce Young, who is the starting quarterback. Will Levis, who is the starting quarterback. I don't know what's going on here. ESPN's going to update their.
I think that
Their info.
guys are probably taking him late, like last round of the draft, saying, "Hey, if he comes out of retirement this year, he'd be a good fantasy quarterback to have." But that's not true because Brady wasn't a good fantasy quarterback in his later years. I feel like
That's true. That's true.
yeah, even if he did come out of retirement, I wouldn't necessarily want him.
Dalton, who are you thinking?
I don't really have a sleeper. I've never really been one to call out sleepers, to be honest.
I feel like
You're just holding back because you want to draft.
that's what
him,
it
right?
is. That's
yeah,
what
I
it
just
is.
don't
Yeah.
want Dre to
Doing-
steal my sleeper.
Tilt his hand too much. I'd say as I'm looking through the list here, I think that Joshua Palmer being on this list, wide receiver 56, number 150 overall.
Yep.
I'm like, so you have no one else in that room now. Keenan Allen's gone. Mike Williams is gone.
Yep.
He's the longest tenured guy
Quentin
in
Johnson
that
can't
offense.
catch a football. I have
But-
him on my on my keeper league.
I was gonna
so
say,
that's
that came
why
from-
Quentin Johnson.
That came from a place of pain. I could hear it in your voice. But so I'm sitting here looking at this, thinking, okay, if I have, supposed to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league, in Justin Herbert, and you telling me now all the guys that were in front of him are gone, and when either of them went down last year, because both of them, Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, had dealt with injuries here and there. Palmer is always the guy who comes in and fills in. Why in the world is he ranking so low? Obviously, I'm not a professional analyst, but to me, I would put him higher than some of the other names that I'm seeing on here, like Jacoby Myers. So not someone who I'm going to race to get to, but someone who I think is really low on the charts, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that's a
I
good
don't
call.
hate that take.
Yeah, I don't either. Khalil Shakir in Buffalo could be a good guy too. He's going a little bit higher than Palmer, but I mean, Josh Allen doesn't have many options to throw the ball to. He's going to have to throw it to someone, right? And we've all kind of talked that we think they're going to be at least a wild card team.
Yeah.
They're going to have good production. Josh Allen's supposed to be the fantasy quarterback number one. When he's not running the ball, he's got to throw it to someone. Another guy that's up there.
Any
of your Chiefs receivers going to do anything this year?
If they're not injured or in jail.
Leave it to it. Rashee Rice, receiver 34.
The thing about Mahomes, though, is that he, other than Kelsey, he just doesn't play favorites. I mean, he really spreads the ball around a lot, so it makes it hard to feel like you can really entrust someone's going to be your wide receiver 1 or 2 on that team, just because they'll have games where they'll catch 7, which to me is a solid number to get for your wide receiver 2 in a game, but very rarely are you ever going to see a guy catch 12 catches from him. Even if it is Kelsey, that's just a number that you see from a lot of other wide receiver 1s that you just don't see from the Chiefs.
I agree. Worthy is at receiver 42 on this list I'm looking at.
And even then, rookie wide receivers in an Andy Reid offense, he's never really putting them out there for a full game. He's got them in a couple of specialized packages or something like that. But rookie wide receivers, other than Rashee Rice doing well last year, but that was only because we had nothing but garbage cans in that wide receiver room.
Yeah.
Any other year, though, with a rookie wide receiver and an Andy Reid offense, they do not do well.
I don't know. I feel like Worthy has more upside than Rashee Rice did last year. Because in my mind, even if he doesn't catch 70 passes this year, if he catches 50 or 60 passes, like he should be with his speed catching pretty far passes, like 30, 40-yard passes, on the regular, which add up pretty quick, especially in PPR.
But then you look and you think about like, okay, let's find a test case for that. And I'd say the closest comp to him would be McCole Hardman. And McCole Hardman, his rookie year, was just the king of kick returns and jet sweeps.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he's been around. Obviously, they bring him back on one-year deals or they go and get him from the Jets. But he hasn't really graduated to much higher in that offense. I think that might be a McCole thing. But his rookie year was just jet sweeps and returns.
I think I like Raheem Mostert going late too, late rounds of the draft, especially if A-Chain can't stay healthy like he couldn't last year. He's done well when he's been the main guy in every offense that he's been at. I mean, look at what he did in San Francisco, did it in Miami too.
Yep.
I think he's a high value guy late round that you could put on the bench to start with and see what he does. Even have some trade value there possibly if you need another position late in the year.
Anyone stuck out to you yet in this downtime?
What do you guys think about Tony Pollard in Tennessee? What do you think about Spears? Are they going to split reps?
Tony Pollard looked good in the first game of the preseason.
I mean, he always looked good in Dallas.
Yeah. I don't know what to think about Tennessee this year.
Terrible.
I don't think
They're
Will
terrible.
Levis is the guy. He needs to just keep eating mayonnaise on commercials as long as he can. Keep getting all that money.
Yeah. I placed a couple of bets this week against Tennessee.
Did you?
I did.
I
Yeah.
placed one today too.
Tennessee under 5.5 wins, and Will Levis under like 3,300 yards passing.
But like those are safe bets.
I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah.
I feel pretty
Not
good
going to
about
lose
it.
sleep on those.
No. I think that their offense is going to be terrible. I think the fact that they moved on from Mike Vrabel, who's a real coach, who was working with a team of, I don't want to say terrible players, but they weren't, they didn't have the best personnel.
Yeah.
When you're looking at overall talent, and to get them to do what they did each year, they overachieved, and so now you're going to bring in a new coach. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't
I
get
mean,
it.
let's be honest. Look at what he did with Ryan Tannehill.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
So I think they're stepping back. I think it's going to be a tough season in Tennessee.
I agree. That's the crazy thing about like getting the quarterback position wrong when you draft a guy is that it's a 3 to 5 year like consequence on your organization most of the time.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at what Denver's gone through over the last 10 years, drafting multiple quarterbacks. I mean, if you don't
Bears.
get that right, like you are screwed. Carolina, I mean,
Yeah, the Bears are about to go through it all over again because Caleb Williams is going to be a bust.
no, dude, he looked.
I
He had
feel like
one.
the
He had
Bears
one
have been
solid
going
play in
through
preseason.
Yeah.
That no-look
They've had
pass.
it a couple times.
He had
Looked
one.
decent.
He had
I
one
wouldn't
good
call it a
throw.
no-look.
And
Well,
yeah.
Crossbody.
Yeah.
Before Mahomes, they would have called that a stupid throw.
Yeah. I will tell you though, Caleb Williams, he's on the Tom Brady diet.
Oh
I
yeah,
saw
that's the game changer right
Yeah.
It
there.
has to be,
So
doesn't
he's
it?
going to lose all of his muscle mass, and
That's
stop
okay.
running.
He's got the best mentor in the world. I mean, what can you ask for?
I mean, you can go on the Mahomes diet and just drink Coors Lights and throw missiles.
That's my kind of diet.
Working out for him.
That's my kind of diet.
You don't like the avocado ice cream and
Nope.
or red meat or dairy or basically anything.
On that note, let me crack another.
Yeah, definitely no alcohol in the Tom
Yeah.
Brady diet.
Yeah. I placed an interesting bet today. I found it on DraftKings. It was that no last place division finisher from last year,
Okay.
so no one that finished last in their division would win their division this year. And it was plus 265, so pretty good positive money. I threw some on it. So last place finishers last year, you've got the Patriots.
Yep, not
Sorry,
happening.
man.
Not
Not
happening.
gonna happen. The Chargers.
Yeah,
The Chiefs are going to win the division.
Yeah, no chance.
The only one that could happen is the Bengals. They surprisingly somehow Joe Burrow got hurt. They finished last in their division. I still don't think they'll win it this year. I think the Ravens are going to win it. So
Not the
that's
Browns.
I could see the Ravens coming in second.
to the Browns.
To the Browns.
That's fine. As
Go
long as I-
Brownies,
as
baby.
long as I win
Doesn't
the
matter
bet.
to you.
The Titans.
Believe land.
Oh, yeah,
lost. Not going to happen. In the NFC, you've got the Commanders,
No.
the Cardinals,
Nope.
the Bears, and the Panthers.
Oh, yeah.
So as long as the Bengals don't
Bengals.
win their division,
Yep.
that is a pretty safe bet in my mind.
Caleb
that,
Williams just has like the best rookie season of any quarterback ever. And they win. That's what fucks you.
Yeah, I'll eat my words of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm sleeping well at night.
Scenarios.
I've talked too much shit about that guy to have that happen.
Yeah, can't do that.
Also, that Chiefs 11.5 win total just hammered the over on that
Yeah.
When was the last time that they only had 11 wins?
this year.
Yeah.
Last year.
Yeah.
They were 11-6. Yeah.
And Mahomes had his statistically worst season.
Worst season.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that happening again.
I think you'll be safe. I think you'll be safe.
Yeah.
What about some college football bets? You looking at any college football bets, Logan?
Yeah, I did. So, being a Mizzou guy, I think they'll make the tournament, but I don't know if I feel confident in that to put my money on it.
Yeah.
My only hesitation with the Mizzou team right now is Brady Cook. Like, I think he's good enough to get you almost there, but I don't know if he's good enough to get you all of the way there. It'll really be interesting to see if he's taken the steps that he needed to this offseason to become an elite college quarterback. Luther Burden, obviously a top receiver in college football, so he adds a lot of explosiveness to the offense. Lost Cody Schrader, that hurts, but have a lot of returning defensive players, a lot of weapons on the offense. Theo Weiss coming back. They're plus 175 to make the college football playoffs. That's one that I'm tinkering around with. I feel pretty confident that they will, because I think that, like, looking at their schedule, they have a pretty easy schedule outside of playing Georgia and Oklahoma, or it might be Alabama and Oklahoma, one of the two. But I think those are the only two games that they, for sure, on paper, could possibly lose. Mm-hmm. Even if they lose both of them, I think there's still a chance that they get in at 10-2, with it being 12 teams. I think they've got to play A&M, so that might be a little bit of a tougher game, but I think they can handle that. I think with the ease of their schedule this year and the explosiveness of the offense, there's a pretty good chance that they make the playoffs. What about you?
I think you're right. With the expanded format and what is it? 3 conferences now, 4 conferences now, the mega conferences, right? You're going to lose 2 games in your conference and still make it.
Yeah.
Which is exciting for the me being a Penn State grad and football homer, because, we can't beat Ohio State and Michigan. So this year we won't have to beat Ohio State and Michigan. And we could still possibly get in. Actually, we don't play Michigan this year, but, we'll still have that opportunity to get in. We'll be a little different having USC and UCLA and Oregon and Washington in the Big Ten, but it's going to be a fun year. I like the fact that it's going to be different. I like the fact that you're going to have some more teams in, when reality is a team like Georgia, who probably should have been right in the playoffs last year. Or it's not Georgia, Florida State. Is it Florida State?
Florida State.
Florida State. Sorry, yeah. Florida State, who should have been in, they can get in the tournament now and make a case for the fact that they were undefeated and beat nobody.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, great. Go up against a team that, is
Georgia
legit.
got left out too.
Right.
That was the other one.
Right. So you had Michigan, Washington, Texas, Alabama. Yeah.
And that's the best thing about it, is that you'll never have to wonder again.
Right.
Like, you're going to have your shot.
Yep. Absolutely.
You can't get in the top 12. Like, if your argument is that, we should have been 12th, not 13th, you're probably going to lose the first round of the playoffs anyway.
Yeah.
There is a large separation gap between the top 4 and the next 8 in college football, and that's why it's been the way it has been, with teams winning over and over. But now you don't have anything to stand on.
Right.
If Mizzou gets in as a 9 seed and they lose in the first round, I can't cry and say, Mizzou didn't get a fair chance this year. I'm excited for it. I think it's exactly what the game needed in college. I think this will be the biggest college football season yet in the history of college football, the most entertaining. I think it's the craziest right now with the NIL stuff and the transfer portal. I don't think all of it's good, but I think it's going to be a good year for college football.
Okay, you want a sleeper pick for football playoff?
Okay.
Let's hear it.
Drum
Don't
roll,
say
please.
KU, please.
Liberty.
Liberty.
Yes.
Liberty University?
Yes. Okay, so they're going to go undefeated.
How many people go to Liberty University?
Doesn't
Isn't it like
matter.
2,000 people?
Doesn't matter.
They've snuck into the
I'm just
top
glad you didn't
25
say
a few
KU.
times.
Yep. So they're going to take a team from the non-Power 5, right?
You think that's a for sure, even
Yeah.
if they don't go undefeated?
Yeah, they're going to get in. Right now they're at plus 400.
In Lynchburg, Virginia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
All they have one team they have to beat, which is Appalachian State. If they beat them, they're going to run the table, and they're going to get in. It's a nice. They're a nice team to add if you're going to do like a couple of team parlay to get in the tournament. Like if you want to take Mizzou and then add Liberty to it, it's a nice little parlay.
That would add a lot of value to a parlay.
100%. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. They just they got to do a non-Power 5 team, and
Yeah.
they'll be it. They'll be it.
This is a pretty fun year in the Midwest for college football, too, because you've got Mizzou in the top 25, K-State, KU, Iowa, Oklahoma State. There's just a lot of schools around here that are starting the year off on a positive note, being in the top 25.
Does anyone know when the last time KU was in the AP top 25?
I think last year was the first time in
No, I mean like before the season. Prediction,
preseason?
whatever you call it.
No.
That's wild to
It
me.
was probably back in the 2000s.
Oh yeah,
They had a few good years back then.
when they brought who's the coach?
Big
from-
guy?
Yeah, Charlie Weiss. Didn't Charlie Weiss had like a good little 1 year run with KU?
I don't recall. Forget the big dude's name though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it
Started
was.
with an M.
So the last time was 2008. That was the year
Yeah.
I was thinking. They were ranked 13th and 14th in the AP and coaches poll. And that's the year that they won the. One of the bowls, one of the big bowls.
Yeah, they did. Yep.
It was the
Alex, you a big college football guy?
Orange Bowl.
I don't know if you've caught on, but from my silence, it's
Yeah,
no.
so
No, when you go to D2 Missouri Western State, and then my master's was through Troy University, where I never stepped on campus one time. You don't really get too excited about your college teams.
Got it.
So
You did if you went to Northwest.
Who's your?
They won natties.
hey, you know what?
They didn't make the playoffs last year, but
That's all right. I'm not there anymore.
They they did beat Northwest while I was there. So
That's good for you guys.
I had to hold on to something.
Too bad Darby's not.
you got Jonathan Owens, Sam Webb. You got a bunch of NFL players,
Yeah.
defensive backs out of Mo West.
Right. Now that's my every time that I see Simone Biles, it's always them connected with J.O.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all those storylines. I was like, I
Yeah.
went to college with him. Yeah. Had some friends at the wedding. One of my friends is in the wedding. So
There you go.
I got to see the pictures. That's about it. But hey, I'll take the connection.
You weren't at the wedding.
Yeah.
No, that's what I said. Like the
Yeah.
closest connection I have is that I have
There you go.
friends who can show me the pictures they took at the wedding.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Okay.
Still waiting for her to show up at a party, but I don't like my odds. It's a distant connection.
Who's your like D1 college football team? You got to pick someone to root for this year, especially if you're going to be on this podcast.
Yes, 100%. I spent a lot of time at Oklahoma State, and
Go Pokes.
Okay.
Go
Okay.
Pokes.
I don't hate that.
I
hate 'em.
enjoyed it there. It's a fun college town, beautiful campus, nice people. I'm a fan.
Okay.
Okay.
See how they do.
So I will be more attached to it this year because we're here.
Dalton, who's your D1 team, buddy?
I've always been a Mizzou fan.
Got it.
I was brainwashed in elementary school
Okay.
to love Mizzou and hate KU.
Yeah, that's
So-
how every kid should be.
I went to a after
Sounds like a
school,
good-
I went
sounds
to an
like a
after
good kid
school
to me.
program called Adventure Club, and the head guy there was like a diehard Mizzou fan. He went to Mizzou, and he hated KU, so he just brainwashed all the kids.
Is that how it happens here in
That
Kansas
that
City?
is
'Cause
that
it
is
seems
how
like it's like,
this particular thing
you're
happened.
either one or the
just
other.
look at the Jayhawk logo. Like, dude, does anybody want to root for that thing? It's freaking ugly. It's not even facing the right way. Just-
I have a big problem with like people that were born and raised in Missouri that didn't go to KU, and they're like diehard KU fans. I get they're like really close, but still, come on.
But I would agree. I would agree with that though. Like if it's not even your state,
Yeah.
you have no connection. You didn't go there. What are we doing?
It is closer.
It's
though,
so
isn't it?
common though. It's the most common thing ever.
Yeah, it's closer to the Kansas City area.
There's
but
probably more fucking KU fans in Kansas City than Mizzou fans.
yeah,
I would say.
fuck them. That's what I gotta say. You could at least pick someone respectable like K-State. I mean, at least
I'd
they
go
have a
K-State.
stadium right now.
Yeah.
Oaks, I like and I like Oak State too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have hated if you said Oklahoma, but they're going down this year.
No, I
Mizzou's
couldn't.
got
I
'em.
couldn't do it with all the OK State fans that I have now.
Yeah.
Gotta stay with them.
How do you feel Alabama's gonna do this year?
Man, I don't know.
Had a
It's
lot of
tough.
players leave.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Had a lot of players leave.
I don't think they're going to be the Alabama of the past this year.
yeah. I mean, I guess we'll see. Feels like they might just be another college football team now. Like maybe good, maybe not good.
Washington's coach went there. Is that
Dable.
is that correct?
Yep.
Ryan Dable.
Yep.
Yeah, they were college football playoffs last year. Washington is not on this list. I wonder why.
Because their entire team graduated.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah,
Um,
Phoenix, O'Dunn's.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So it'll be it's gonna be fun.
It will be 2 weeks from today. College football starts.
That's right.
It will be a it'll be a good year.
I will say I'd say if I had to pick a second team to root for, it'd be Oregon, just because of Dan Lanning.
That's fair.
Little connection there.
I could get behind that.
Yeah.
You sure don't want to jump on the Penn State bandwagon with me, buddy?
I can't be the Penn State.
Yeah?
Dan Lanning coached at Parkville South when I was there.
Okay.
So
I
he
gotcha.
has, risen through the ranks in the past 12 years, from high school coach to head coach at Oregon. So
Pretty cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty impressive.
cool. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and he was the defensive back and receivers coach, not the head coach of my high school.
No kidding.
So props to him. He's made a hell of a career. So I'm rooting for him. I was disappointed last year how
Yeah.
their season ended, but
Yeah.
I'd say go Ducks after the Tigers.
Yeah. I can get behind that. I'm a girlfriend's family is all big K-State fans. Never found anything to root against K-State for, like a reason. So my second would be K-State.
Yeah. I had some family that were K-State fans.
Yeah. I like the Big 12 too. Like,
Yeah.
man, I wish, like, I understand it, but I wish Mizzou was still in the Big 12. Keep the old rivalries. Play the border showdown.
I mean, the Big 12 of the early 2000s was pretty fun.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun.
That's a good point.
I went to a K-State, I think it was a K-State OU Big 12 championship at Arrowhead.
That was probably a
It
pretty
was
damn good game.
freezing. Yes, it was a great game, but it was freezing.
Yeah. So, speaking of Simone Biles a little bit, the Olympics closed up. I was kind of glad to see him go this year. I don't know, lowest ratings the Olympics has ever had, I think, or viewership this year.
Really? I enjoyed it this year, man.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm old. I like that stuff.
Yeah. I was not a huge fan. I mean, I think that for me it just like seemed a little bit too long, and it might be the byproduct of like the itch for football to be here and the Royals being good. I was just like, I want to watch something other than the Olympics.
Yeah.
I need to see a ball flying through the air at some point. The basketball game was really good though.
Yep. I just don't like, being it was in Paris, you knew what happened most of the time, right? So, like, when Noah Lyles is going to run, you're like, oh, we already know if he wins or he doesn't. We already knew a lot of the events that happened before you're actually home to watch them.
Yeah.
And it kind of takes a little bit of the fun, in my opinion.
I think that's one of the things that bothered me too. The media outlets definitely did not do a good job of it. And why would you though if you didn't have the coverage of it?
Right.
You know?
No, you're right.
Like, if I'm not NBC and I'm covering it, like of course I'm going to publish an article about it the second it happens because people are going to click on it. I don't care if I spoil it for them.
Yeah.
So
Good point.
That's one of the problems with anything. It's the same way in golf with the Open Championship when it's over in Europe or even the Ryder Cup. It's like, okay, I can either wake up at 3 a.m. to watch this or wake up and catch the highlights, and I don't get to see any of the action.
Yep.
Staying on the trend of college football, we're going to get into this week's CTE Case of the Week. And I think this one's going to be a little bit more of a discussion this week. I definitely think it's a good one. But it came out, Colorado State, out of the Mountain West, their quarterback and receiver were offered a combined $1.2 million in the transfer portal. And I know for a fact I saw that the quarterback was offered $600K from K-State to come be the backup quarterback to Avery Johnson. And they turned it down. So I'm going to play their interview here. We'll key it in the podcast. This is what they had to say about it. There's parts of it that I love from just a like passion and fan aspect of the game. But I think for turning down $600,000 at 20 years old, they have to be this week's CTE case of the week.
It's how I was raised. I didn't come here to make money. I came here to win games and play ball for the Rams. So I think if we play ball here, we do our job, we do what we're supposed to, we win championships, go to the playoff, shock the world, I think the money will come eventually. My job in college isn't to sit here and try to make as much money as I can. I know the new landscape is exciting for a lot of people. There's a lot of opportunities out there, but at the end of the day, I'm a 20-year-old kid with higher goals in life than to make money in college. And so as much of a blessing as that would be and set myself up for a long time, I think if I do my job here and we get it done and perform like how we know we're supposed to, I think there's several people on this team that will be taken care of for life after college.
I kind of look at it as you want to go somewhere where you want to be and where you love and where you enjoy growing and having that experience of becoming the man that you want to be. And you know, the money in college is nice, of course, with the new NIL stuff, but you know, that's not my ultimate goal. My ultimate goal is not NIL in college; it's the next level. And you know, the coaching here and just the play style that works with us too is no reason for me to go to another college to start over, or you know, to try to go into a system that I'm not really aware of. You know, I know what the system is here, and I know how the coaching staff is here, and their ultimate goal of, you know, us being better men than just football players, and that's how they want us to leave college. And you know, just having those kind of coaches here to have that amount of passion on the game, but also your mental and life, you know, it goes a long way.
It sounds like that coach is the best salesman in the world. I mean, It sounds like he sold them a dream.
I watched the Colorado State game last year. It was at like 1 a.m. And their coach was pretty fired up and passionate about the game. Obviously, it's Colorado, the biggest opponent of the year.
Yeah.
So he said he goes to college, but it's not to make money. What do you go to college for?
To get to the next level.
What level's that?
The NFL.
Okay, but how many quarterbacks in college football get drafted every year?
Come on, it's Colorado State.
8. Yeah. So you're telling me that you don't want to take money and set yourself up. That what are you hoping for more next year?
But you also don't want to go to a better program.
I'm confused.
So the thing, like, I'll play devil's advocate here, is that these kids are trying to chase their dream. They know they're going to start and play at Colorado State. They know the system that they're in, the coaches they've dealt with, or they're going to go somewhere else, get paid, and be a backup. So do they want to keep playing football? And, like, in your mind, like, if you were in that same position, would you not bet on yourself? I would take the sure money either way and then go try to prove myself at the next school.
Yeah, I mean, just take the money and transfer again, can't you? Yeah. You can transfer every year. It's not like you only have one time.
I mean, he can take the money and then transfer to another school that really won't pay him money, but he's just setting himself up for playing time.
Yeah,
at that point,
I was raised if somebody's going to give you a stupid amount of money, take it.
Yeah,
then figure it out.
Right.
Like,
hey, that's noble of him. Like, good for him.
Yeah.
So there has to be
I'm with you that just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't make sense, but there has to be some like huge Colorado State donor too that sees this and is like, okay, I like these guys. Like, I'm going to make sure they're taken care of.
Okay, but then after everything they just said, we're not here to make money. So then when they take $500,000 from a donor, what's that? Is that?
Yeah,
I mean, that's a little hypocritical. It's like, well,
I don't know.
You might not be getting the full story.
Sure. Sure.
We might not be.
That's possible.
Here's what you do. You don't give the interview, man. Just, like, hey, it's a rumor. Just let it go and then handle your business. But don't come out here and say, I'm not going to college to make money, or, I'm here to win championships, when even he knows that they're not going to win a championship.
Right. Yeah.
Come on. What are you trying to do?
Yeah.
Just be an internet hero for a minute?
Yeah. I definitely don't agree with this decision, but more power to him. Hopefully he has a good season, puts up some good numbers. I mean, they're not going to win the national championship, but hopefully he has a good season.
Wonder what the odds are for Colorado State to make the national championship.
I don't think you can bet it.
I don't either.
I don't think
there's no odds made.
I don't think Colorado State's on there. I mean,
Someone
you think
said someone said he probably comes from money talking like that, and then talked his buddy into staying with him.
Dude, I'm telling you, that coach is the best salesman in the world.
yeah. Or you're right. You know, it was a donor is coming in and be like, oh, we got you. Here's what you should sound. Here's what you should say.
Who is in the Mountain West Conference? Let's see.
So here's something
Air Force,
almost hilarious. Week 1, August 31st, 2 weeks from Saturday, Colorado State plays their first game against number 4 ranked Texas.
Oh,
Yeah, they're going to get fucking clobbered.
What do we think the score of that game is going to be?
I'm going to say 52-7.
2-7.
they'll be eliminated from national championship.
They play.
You won't have to worry about it.
Okay, they play Texas, Northern Colorado. Sure, you guys can win that one. Colorado. We saw how that went last year.
Yep.
UTEP. You can win that one. Oregon State. Probably not going to beat.
Nope.
SJSU.
San
Air
Jose
Force.
State.
Yeah, San Jose
Yep.
State. Air Force, New Mexico, Nevada, Wyoming, Fresno State, and Utah State.
Yeah.
So if they lose 3 games to Texas, Colorado, and Oregon State, surely they make the playoffs, right?
Yeah. Hey, they are. I did find their odds. Had to go down a couple of pages.
Okay.
They are plus 200,000 to win the national championship.
Woo! He'd have a lot of money if he just. How much would you have to put on that to get 600,000?
Was
he
it
should do
3?
that.
Yeah. Seriously.
See what you would have to put down.
Okay. So let's see.
While he's
We're
doing
gonna
that,
do, Colorado
Eddie
State.
said that it was $40 to $50 for the cameo for that guy.
For
Andy
almost
Reid.
Andy Reid?
Yeah.
$40 to $50?
Yeah.
That's fair. $5 a guy. I don't know. And I think for a fantasy football draft, like up to $100 is fair.
Yeah.
Like if you got 12 men, you can do $8, $9 a person.
$300 pays you 600,000.
$300. That is what that guy should do. Both of them should go put three. The donor doesn't need to give them the $600,000. The donor just gives them the $300 and said, "Hey, if you do what you said you're gonna do, you'll have your money."
He's betting on himself.
Exactly.
What he said.
Yeah. That's what he
Perfect.
said.
Go cash it.
That's it.
Too bad they can't bet on.
I'm
games.
not betting on him.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't either.
They can't bet on games though. That's the unfortunate part.
Yeah, I'm sure he can figure it out.
Showy did.
Yeah,
Andy found a guy that would take the fall for him
which is amazing. That guy's going to jail
for a long time.
for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, back to the cameo. I mean, I don't know. I think for a group thing, like $100 to $200 is reasonable.
Yeah.
If I was buying something for like a friend for their birthday too, I feel like almost even that's reasonable. But if I was buying it for myself, something stupid, I wouldn't spend any money on it, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think you can buy a cameo for yourself.
Yeah.
That'd be weird.
That's
Okay.
a little, yeah, that's it.
Okay. Hold on. Hear me out here. You said Antonio Brown. He's
How much is he?
$250.
$250. Damn. Can we negotiate with him?
Maybe.
I mean, we need
bet
to
you can.
negotiate.
I bet you can. He seems
Didn't he
like
just
the
lost
type
his
of guy-
house, didn't he? In
I don't know.
Florida?
He seems like the type
think
of
he
guy that
did.
likes to negotiate.
I think he just lost his house in Florida.
Oh, found almost Andy Reid.
Okay. How much?
$39.
Ooh,
39,
better
so-
deal.
Wow, you guys spend too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, hosed, man. He
John
might be getting
Gruden.
desperate because it's like people are about to start drafting, so he might have lowered his price.
Yeah. John Gruden, 175. He's the so
John Gruden would be fucking good.
that would be good.
That would be
175.
solid.
I think I'm spending the extra $75 just to see what Antonio Brown does, though.
I mean, hopefully he's fully
honestly-
dressed and everything in his cameo.
You never know. There's a fantasy football tab on Cameo. The number 1 selected for fantasy football is John Gruden. The number 2 is Brilliantly Dumb from Bob Does Sports.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's $95.
Really?
Yeah. It's not bad. Antonio Brown, Frank the Tank from Barstool,
Oh God, how much is he?
50. I can't stand Frank the Tank. Like, I just wish that guy wasn't
Just
go away.
I'm telling you, man. Shooter McGavin, 250.
Shooter McGavin.
Dude, you would pick Shooter over Antonio Brown?
So it's the
now I kind of want to see
plays
what
the persona.
Antonio Brown would do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
And I feel like Antonio Brown probably needs the money more.
I'm pretty sure he just lost his house in Florida.
You can I'm on Ross St. Brown,
How much?
379.
Yeah, that's too much. Scott Hansen, NFL Red Zone, 266. Gene Steratore, the official, $60.
Wow.
Bruce Buffer, 375. That would be
Yeah,
that would be epic.
sick.
Ric Flair,
That'd be a good one too.
500.
How about Bo Jackson?
How much is old Bo?
He's on sale
On sale
right now. He's
Hell
cut his
yeah.
price from 450 to 342.
Ooh,
Damn.
fuck that.
Steep.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, but Bo knows the draft.
Oh knows, but
Le'Veon Bell, $125. I bet he'd sing it to you if you wanted him to. He's a rapper nowadays.
should we have Jamal Charles do it?
Dude, oh, that's so messed up, but that would be so funny.
Who are these people on? You got all right. So I just clicked on. I'm like, who's cheap selling it? Right, $0 to $25.
Okay.
It's kinda sad.
Who's the best one?
It's kind of sad.
In your opinion.
The best one for under $25. William Hung.
William Hung.
Yep. From American Idol.
Okay. Oh, okay.
yeah,
I was like, I was
that
trying to
is.
figure out who that was.
He'll do
Yeah,
fantasy
I still
football.
don't know
Is
who
that the
is.
She Bang guy?
Yes.
She Bang?
Yeah.
She Bang?
That's exactly it.
Okay.
Yep.
Great. That
Still,
would be awesome.
he's only $15. He is still cashing in on that fame.
That's crazy.
He's still cashing in.
Simon Cowell would be pretty
That
cool.
would be a good one. Dude, Roll Tide Willie, $50. Bro, key Roll Tide Willie.
Do you know who that is,
Have
Adam?
you seen Roll Tide Willie?
No idea.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
my God.
We're going to have to show you him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now.
Poor Linda Cohn. She's from ESPN and SportsCenter. $25.
Yeah. She needs to
That's
get
sad.
it going.
Oh, did you hear the news out of ESPN? So
Yeah.
They fired just two anchors today.
RG3
Yeah.
and
Sam Ponder.
Sam Ponder.
Right. I don't want to start any conspiracies, but you fire two anchors,
As
Today,
budget cuts, too.
budget cuts. Just those two, and RG3 still had 2 years left or 3
That's
years
what I
left on
read.
his
2
contract.
years on his contract still.
I'm not trying to start anything, but just it seems a little fishy.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about RG3? I wasn't the biggest fan of his as a analyst and reporter.
I didn't hate him,
Yeah.
but it was fine.
Those shows are they're just background noise to me.
Yeah.
When
I don't think he was like doing so unless his performance on the camera was fine. Like I don't think he should have got fired. Now, what did he do? Off
Behind
the
the
camera,
scenes.
who knows?
Yeah.
But I do know I was watching one time and he had to leave because he was having a baby.
Yeah, I saw that. He was on. That was
That was like last year.
So this is Roll Tide Willie. He's an Alabama fan. If you can.
Yeah. Look at him. I got a Sapporo. I don't even know if I'm saying this right. It's a classic. Let me get a scope of that beer right there. It's a Japanese beer since 1985, the year I was born. Somebody has done hooked you up with a Japanese beer straight from overseas. Get you a swallow. Tell me what it tastes like, Willie. That's good stuff right there, Willie. That's good stuff. Tell me something now. Be somebody. You ain't got no ugly face. How is it? It ain't bad. It ain't bad. If you was in Japanese, you'd order that. I was in Japanese. I drank this. You telling me that you take that right now?
That's one of the more tame ones.
Right now, I can
Seen some.
you were saying that.
Yeah.
But you like it. That's good. That's good beer. Well, what you rank it? 8.9-76/7. That good. That surprised me, Willie. Well, go ahead. And, hey, that man done took 3 or 4 swallows. You gonna have that some to the head here in just a minute, ain't you, Willie? Don't give a piss about nothing but
I don't give a
time.
piss about nothing but time, but I ain't figured it's gonna be no good.
Well,
Nothing but the Tide, baby.
That was one of
Nothing
the
but
more
the
tame-
Tide.
Thank God for the internet.
Yeah.
If you didn't have, can you imagine if there was no internet, you
Dude.
wouldn't be able to see that stuff.
Dave
Right.
Portnoy built this guy a new house.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Are you fucking
They're like
kidding
paid
me?
for him to have like an actual house built because he didn't.
Because
Have,
he was in a shack, wasn't he?
yeah, he was like living in
Like
a
a
shed.
fucking wooden
He-
shed.
He rarely. Okay, this one will be good. He rarely.
Really? Yeah. I got you a land shark there. All right. Now we're gonna get you a
Let me
smell.
give it a smell. It smells like a deer's been gut shot.
A gut shot deer. That's right, good, Willie. Are you scared to take a swallow of it?
I don't know about this. This shit.
Get you a swallow and see what it does to you, Willie. Go ahead and see what happens right there, Willie. Tell me something. Oh boy.
I taste like cat piss.
It's just like a cat pissed in your mouth, Willie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Willie is notorious for saying that he doesn't give anything. He doesn't give a piss about anything but the Tide. So
Got it.
I feel like a lot of people can relate.
I think that'd be a good. I think he'd be
Alabama.
good to deliver the.
I do too. Honestly, he's $50 too. 4.95 stars from 262 people.
4.9 stars.
4.95. Yeah.
It's pretty
24
good.
I mean,
hours
I don't know.
later.
Fuck it. Why not?
There's just so
I
many
don't know
that
that-
you want to pick.
Okay,
Yeah.
here's an example fantasy football video.
Willie,
Yeah.
Willie,
Yeah.
this goes out to the Mermaid Lounge, baby. Let's go.
Mermaid Lounge. Let's go. Sit down.
Fantasy football. They want us to pick their order.
We already got a pick. I done got a pick and they're in order.
You ready for me to give it to them?
Yeah, but we start from the bottom and work our way to the top.
All right, go from 12 to 1. That'll work. All right, number 12. Hate to even tell you this, but dadgummit, Mike, you dead last. You dead last, Mike.
So
it's his buddy
yeah,
kind of reading it.
Eddie was saying you have to look at response times.
Yeah,
Apparently they have
his
response
was,
times on there.
his was 24 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
See you, dude.
See, dude. Yeah, Pat Mahomes Sr. Let's see what his look like.
What's up, Ethan and the boys? Pat Mahomes Sr. here, speaking to you. Just wanted to give you a big shout out to the GHPG Fantasy League.
Okay, that one sucks.
Yep. I'm telling you, pull up William Hung.
I bet it's pretty good.
It's gonna be terribly awesome.
Hey everyone, this is William Hahn, and welcome
She-bang.
to another season for a fantasy football.
I gotta see what this fucking is.
Here is a song for you. Oh, say, can you see? By the
He sings the national anthem.
light, was so proudly we had in there, gay proof through the night, and the flag was still.
He messed it up.
Oh, say does oh, the land braves.
Home of the Braves.
To Winston, Matt, Lil Matt, Kyle, Devin, Brian, Mark, Al, Sergio, Ross, Ray J, and Dave.
That's how he did the order.
I don't know if he understood the assignment.
Probably
there.
I
not.
don't think he did.
Yeah,
I don't
probably
think he did.
not.
I mean, he didn't
He
understand
just
the
sung.
song.
I mean, for $15, that would be pretty funny. So, let us know who below.
Dude, is
we
there?
should,
I'm sorry, not to interrupt you. Is there any AB examples?
Ooh, yeah, that's probably good.
I want to. This is the last one. I want to see.
Oh,
yeah,
and-
let's see
yeah.
it.
It's
Good call.
He can roast you. Okay, here's fantasy football.
Hey, yo, shout out to the boys of the Big 12 Fantasy Football League. I know this is the 13th year of you guys' league, and I know you guys having a big draft party at a exclusive Jamaica villa. I see you guys taking the fantasy movie theaters, fantasy movies to the
tired
movie
Kai.
theaters. Shout out to you guys, man, the boys of the 12 and their 13th year. I was really disappointed to hear 4 out of the 12 boys is the only guys that's going to be attending the draft. You feel me? I know y'all doing Jamaica this year.
What?
I
I think yeah.
haven't or hasn't.
Okay, I've got to see what the roast is like.
Yo, shout out to my boy Jack Fleming. I know he one of the massive AV guys and love the Steelers. And I know he's also the
Huh. Yeah, I don't know if Antonio Brown's worth $250.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah. All right, you've got to let us know who below to announce our fantasy football draft order. We've got multiple options here, and I think it'll be a fun way to bring it in.
I think so too.
So, be good.
I think it's gonna be better than racing.
Yeah, any Olympic activity, that's what they wanted to do. It was like
it's like
100-yard dash.
Well, they want to do like 3 events and then take
The
the top,
average.
like the average, and then top 3 average. It's
What?
or the top averages draft first.
What?
It's too much. Logistics are not good on that. It's too much.
Seems like a lot of work.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like you just
Exactly.
pick out of a hat, really.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
That's
yeah,
what
or
I've done.
randomizer is pretty easy.
Yeah,
to get.
yeah, you can do that too.
Yep.
You just do that too.
This would be fun though. I
Yeah,
think.
absolutely.
Yep.
And
So-
just so you know, hey Tom Brady, if you're out there listening, and you want to announce our fantasy football draft, we will gladly accept.
Even as Chiefs
We would
fans.
accept. Yes.
Yep. So, all right. Any last thoughts on fantasy football, college football, preseason, the NFL?
First drafts in 2 days.
Let's
For me.
go. Ready to go.
What
Ready
pick
to
you
go.
got?
I think I'm 6th in that one.
Nice. Is this the almost Andy Reid one?
No. No. That one is the weekend of Labor Day. Actually, it's a late one.
Gotcha. All right. Yep. I think it's going to be a good year for football.
I hope so.
Yep. So with the election and everything going on, I think it's what the country needs. I think it'll be good.
Go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs.
Go Tigers. Go Ducks. Go Wildcats. Go
We are Penn State.
Pats. Go
We are-
there
we
you
are
go.
Penn State.
There you go.
That's right.
There you
Go
go.
Nittany Lions.
Stick with that one this year. That'll fare better for you.
Yeah,
than
I know.
the
It probably
Patriots.
I know. I
Yeah.
know. Hey, we just going for another top 3 draft pick.
Yeah.
That's the smartest thing you guys could do.
Yep. Setting the sights high.
Yeah.
So, all right. This has been the Vertz podcast. Peace out.